Welcome back to week 3 of the Salt Fantasy Review. This is a recording in case Brandon and I don't make a recording because we didn't realize until yesterday that there's a night game that we hadn't recorded this yet. So here it is now with me in the face cam in the flesh. So let's kick it off.
They think that 6 weeks of dominant football and it is. Let's go up and do what we gotta do. This is all. This is all. This is all. Take it on three. 1, 2, 3.
This week we had some crazy special teams plays, a lot of block field goals. We had Jalen Carter running it back, the big fridge. We had fucking the Jets sent their coach into a frenzy, dancing like crazy. And then there was also Cleveland, who actually beat the Green Bay goddamn Packers. How the hell does that happen? Without further ado, let's get into our games this week. First game I have here is Waffen SS versus Little Guy 3, Revenge of the Guy. And Nick, I am sorry, I don't know what happened here. Not even hitting 80 points. It's crazy. You got Zay Flowers absolutely shit the bed. But then on the other side, how can you beat AJ Brown going for 22 and Jahmyr Gibbs going for 26 points and the Cortland Sutton 23? It's not getting beat. Okay, so next up we have Scalzo Enterprises versus Bucky's Day Drinkers. Scalzo Enterprises with the highest scoring team this week. We had another 135-point team, but Scalzo just kind of edged them out there with the 135.89. For Brandon here, I mean, nothing really went too wrong. Everyone just had a mediocre day on the team. Justin Jefferson only scoring 12, Irving only having 13. I mean, like it's a good bit of points, but you didn't have anyone that went up and above. Tyler Warren only had 6, Chuba Hubbard with only 9, unfortunately. On the other side for Scalzo Enterprises, they had Jalen Hurts with 29 points. Puka Nacua with 22, Amon Ra with 20. Steelers defense with 17.75 points, absolutely insane. Yeah, Brandon, I don't know why you didn't trust in Dalton. You should have put Dalton in there, but it's whatever. Next week, I guess. Okay, so next up we have George Droid versus Paulie Walnuts Warriors. Paulie Walnuts Warriors just sneaked out of this one with 118 points against 111. Paulie Walnuts Warriors, Lamar Jackson with 27 points, Kyron Williams 19. You got Smith and Jigba 20, Jake Ferguson 20. I mean, if you didn't have the Falcons defense and Chase Brown and Jamar Chase screw up, this would have been a fucking massive score. On the other side, George Droid, Jerry Jeudy, I don't know why you got him. 2.7 points only. That one screwed you over there. Next up, Cleveland Chubbs versus 2026 Fantasy Champ. Cleveland Chubbs, our second 135-point scorer this week, to 110 with the 2026 Fantasy Champ. It's 3-0. Not looking too good. I know you got the most point against. It's not really fair, but we'll see what happens, I guess, at the end of the season. Had some breakout performances. We got Christian McCaffrey, who I will say it, I doubted in the beginning of the year. I thought he was going to be hurt for a little while. I thought he was going into surgery, some experimental type surgery, but guess I was wrong. We got the Vikings defense with 34 goddamn points. Insane. 34 points. Mark Andrews, 27 points. On the other side, David's team, Omarion Hampton, 24.9 points. It just sucks that Brian Thomas or Jacoby Myers couldn't have stepped up more for y'all. Last but not least, we have Palantir Wirebacks, my team versus the IRA. Palantir Wirebacks only with 89 against 119 points. Just facing up against Josh Allen, 23 points. Nico Collins, 22 points. Garrett Wilson, 24 points. Even though the Ravens got -4 points, it didn't matter. I was editing the fantasy video last week and didn't realize that Evan Ingram was questionable, and so I left him out. And then CD Lamb ends up getting hurt on the first play of the goddamn game. And Devonta Smith, though, 20 points. So let's see what happens with him. Our best game of the week goes to 2026 fantasy champ versus the Cleveland Chubs. They had a combined score of 245 points from both sides. It's just absolutely insane game. Like I said before, Vikings defense with 34 points. Omari and Hampton with 24 points. Mark Andrews 27 points. Christian McCaffrey 24. I know I all said this before, but just insane performances that helped this gain the best game award for this week. Okay, and now moving on to the worst game of the week. It is Waffen SS versus Little Guy 3 Revenge of the Guy. I mean, if it already wasn't bad enough that Nick only scored 78 points, he's also getting the worst game of the week on here. They only had a combined point score of 187, and as I said before, we had a flop from Zay Flowers. I mean, Bills did not put up that many points. Just a little very underwhelming game to say the least. Okay, so that's a wrap on our week 3 Self Fantasy review. Next week, Brandon will be back if we schedule it correctly, hopefully. But we will see about that. Good luck next week.